It looked like history was finally about to be written. For years, New Zealand had chased a dream that always seemed just out of reach. World Cup appearances had come and gone, but one thing remained painfully missing from their story: a victory on football's biggest stage. Standing in their way was Iran, a team known for resilience, discipline, and the ability to punish even the smallest mistake. What followed was a match that felt less like a football game and more like a battle between hope and determination. And by the final whistle, nobody inside the stadium could believe what they had just witnessed. The game exploded into life almost immediately. New Zealand came out with confidence, pressing high and attacking with purpose. There was a sense that they understood the magnitude of the moment. They weren't here simply to compete. They were here to make history. Then came the breakthrough. A rapid attacking move caught Iran off guard, and suddenly the ball found its way into a dangerous area. The finish was ruthless. The net rippled, New Zealand players erupted, and for a brief moment, it felt like the impossible was becoming possible. The dream had started. But if New Zealand thought Iran would fold under the pressure, they were badly mistaken. Iran responded exactly as experienced tournament teams do. They slowed the game down, regained control, and began finding spaces between the lines. Their movement became sharper. Their passing became quicker. And with every attack, the pressure on New Zealand's defense increased. Then came a warning sign. A dangerous ball split the defense and forced a desperate save. Moments later, another attack crashed against the post. The margin between success and disaster was suddenly razor-thin. New Zealand were hanging on. Yet football has a cruel way of punishing teams that fail to finish their chances. Despite Iran's growing momentum, New Zealand continued to threaten on the counterattack. Every time they broke forward, there was danger. Every time Iran committed numbers forward, gaps appeared behind them. And then one of those moments arrived. A beautifully worked move cut through Iran's defensive shape. The passing was crisp. The timing was perfect. The finish was clinical. New Zealand had their second goal. Against all expectations, they were leading again. But the story was far from over, because Iran refused to accept defeat. As the game entered its most intense phase, every challenge felt heavier. Every clearance felt more desperate. Every attack carried enormous consequences. Iran pushed numbers forward. Crosses flooded into the penalty area. Long throws created chaos. Defenders threw themselves in front of shots. Midfielders chased every second ball. The pressure became relentless. One attack nearly produced an equalizer when a free header found space inside the box. Another chance saw the woodwork come to New Zealand's rescue once again. The warning signs were impossible to ignore. Eventually, the resistance cracked. Iran found the breakthrough they had been searching for. The celebrations told the entire story. Relief, passion, belief. Once again, the match was level. At 2-2, the game transformed completely. Neither side wanted to settle. New Zealand sensed history was still within reach. Iran sensed victory was there for the taking. The final minutes became a test of nerve. Players began making decisions with tired legs and exhausted minds. Defenders cleared balls into danger. Goalkeepers rushed from their lines. Midfield battles became wars of attrition. Every touch mattered. Every mistake could decide everything. One particularly dramatic moment saw a loose ball create panic near goal. A goalkeeper found himself stranded, and for a split second it looked as though disaster was inevitable. Somehow, the chance drifted wide. It was the kind of moment that leaves fans holding their breath. As the clock ticked down, the tension became almost unbearable. New Zealand attacked. Iran responded. New Zealand defended desperately. Iran searched for one final breakthrough. Neither side blinked. And when the final whistle finally arrived, exhaustion replaced adrenaline. The scoreboard showed 2-2. For New Zealand, it was a result filled with mixed emotions. Twice they had taken the lead. Twice they had been pulled back. The wait for a first-ever World Cup victory would continue. But there was also pride. They had stood toe-to-toe with a talented Iranian side and refused to back down. They had shown courage, attacking quality, and resilience under immense pressure. For Iran, the draw demonstrated exactly why they are so difficult to beat. Lesser teams might have collapsed after falling behind multiple times. Iran kept fighting, kept believing, and found a way back into the match on both occasions. In the end, neither side got everything they wanted, but both left the field having delivered one of the most dramatic contests of the tournament. A match of momentum swings, a match of missed opportunities, a match where history felt within touching distance, and a match that reminded everyone why the World Cup can produce football drama unlike anything else. So what do you think? What was the biggest moment of the match? Did the correct team get the result, or should New Zealand have held on for the win? And what should happen next for both teams in the tournament? Let us know in the comments below.